Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Billy Sheehan, bass player from the Winery Dogs, here in Paris, France, enjoying myself immensely after an incredible show last night with the wonderful people of Paris. Thank you very much. You're watching me right here on TV Rock Live. It's hard to name a band. Every name's already been taken. So we tried to come up with a band name, and it was very difficult. And one of Richie's friends suggested, how about the Winery Dogs? And whenever we heard a band name, you could Google it, you find out, oh, somebody's already got it. Oh, somebody's already got it. Yeah, somebody already got it. So I Googled the Winery Dogs, and there was Winery Dogs, but it wasn't a band. It was the real thing. There's such a thing as a Winery Dog. And they're these special dogs that guard the vineyards and guard the winery and take care, and so that the wine gets made and everything is cool. So I thought, that's kind of cool. Well, Mike got in touch with me and wanted to start a band. He was in a whole bunch of projects and he wanted to have one. You know, he wanted to have one main thing instead of a whole bunch of side projects. He wanted to start a rock band because that was his roots, playing rock drums. You know, he eventually did all kinds of drumming, progressive and fusion and all kinds of things, but he wanted to play some rock. So we went looking around, we tried a couple of ideas, and then finally someone recommended Richie Kotzen as a guitar player. And I thought, perfect idea, because Richie sings amazingly, plays amazingly, and he's a dear friend of mine, and I've played with him before, during, and after Mr. Big, and so it worked out fine. So we got together, and the first day, we had Mike on a little tiny drum kit, so we could concentrate on songwriting, you know, which is great. Concentrating what he does down on a small kit. Richie had a little guitar amp, I had a little bass amp, had a little PA system, and we started to crank out tunes. We ended up with about 5 pieces of music that day that eventually ended up as songs on the record. We got together in a room and we played, and we recorded it. And that's how great records were made in the 60s and 70s, and that's how we made our record. So we wanted to keep it real simple, not a lot of overdubs or studio trickery. Just get in there and play and do our thing and use the moment as inspiration rather than going through and fixing every note and changing every note. Just play. I've got recordings of the Beatles sitting in a room together, singing and playing, writing the song right there. That's how they did it. Are they perhaps the greatest rock writing song band of all time? Maybe. I got bootlegs of Hendrix sitting around, jamming, working on parts, you know, in a band, in a room. I got bootlegs of Van Halen doing it. I got bootlegs of everybody doing it. That's how all the bands made great records. We all did it all in LA, but all 3 of us are from the East Coast. Mike's from New York, I'm from Buffalo, New York, upstate, and Richie is from Philadelphia. So we grew up with a different mentality. On the West Coast, they've got blue skies and palm trees, and they can sit around and sip a drink and take your time, and life is good and life is easy. On the East Coast, it's cold and it's hard. In the summer, it's mosquitoes, and so it's you got to move fast. Stay away from the mosquitoes in the summer and keep warm in the winter. So we get in and do the job right away, real quick. I usually use only one bass for a long period of time. Yeah, and this is the sister to this I have with me live now this is the prototype, and I have a production one with me. But I've toured with the production one though. But this one I just happen to be using now, and it's I've played Yamaha now for over 25 years. Yamaha contacted me in about 1984 and said they'd like to make a bass for me. At the time I had a P bass, and it was my old P bass. Was all, I changed the neck, I changed the pickups, I changed everything. It was all parts, and plus it was cracked. The body was cracked, so I knew it wasn't going to be long. So they started and made me a bass, and I've been with them ever since. And they came to me, and their quality control is amazing. I went to the factory, watched them build this, and it's like you could eat off the floor. It's so clean. Merci beaucoup for sure for making Last Night in Paris an amazing night. It was sold out really quickly too. So we before any of them heard the record. So I think I appreciate their faith in us.